What's good, YouTube? I'm gonna teach y'all how to spot NPCs in real life game. And what do I mean by NPCs, bro? An NPC is somebody who cares more about the game than actually being a fucking, for me, a character type shit. Who actually cares more about like what the mass consensus is of them than fucking like their individual, their own like motives and shit like that, right? And honestly, the easiest way to tell is if a person's actions and words don't match up, right? And how I'm gonna break it down is like the actions that somebody has, that's like their coding as an NPC. That's what the game is fucking telling them to be a part of, you know what I'm saying? That's why people follow trends, because they're NPC game, they're trying to be a part of the game. They're fucking, you know what I'm saying? They don't match up their actions with their words, right? So their actions are the coding, which is predetermined and what you pretty much have to do to be a part of the game. And your words, it's kind of just like fillers to make it feel like you're not talking to an NPC. You know how like you're in a game like Skyrim or GTA and shit, and you're walking past these people and they say shit, so it kind of feels like that's a real character, that's a real like person, but they're actually just a part of the game. Like they have no choice because they're coded to, right? And I say actions or words are the easiest to like identify if somebody's an NPC in real life, because if your actions or words are consistent with each other, you're probably conscious of what you're saying, you're probably conscious of how you're acting, and you're probably like conscious of how consistent that shit is, and how inconsistency will pretty much make you seem like an inconsistent person, gang. And if you're not focused on the perception that this big ass world game of fucking like validation and fucking consuming and fucking escapism and shit like that, if you're not concerned about that, bro, then you're probably gonna always be in line with what you think. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you meet somebody and they're like, yeah, I'm a good person, but they're not a good person. You feel me? Like an NPC is gonna do that shit in the game. You know what I'm saying? When you walk past somebody in GTA, they're like, oh, you fucking bumped me or some shit. But they just said that because that's what you say when you run into somebody. Like when you hit somebody, like, oh, you just bumped me. You feel me? You following me, bro? It's like, it's just watch how people's actions and words line up with each other, bro. Because the actions, like I said, are the coding, and the words are to pretty much make you think that they are actually here. You know what I'm saying? And if that shit doesn't add up, then are we actually on the same server? Are we actually on the same like fucking level of consciousness? You know what I'm saying? And I guess like a question would be, are you an NPC? Like, do your words match your actions? Why do your words not match your actions? You know what I'm saying? Why are you telling people what you are and who you are and shit like that? Like, who are you trying to fool? You know what I'm saying? Who are you trying to fool? The other people that are playing the game? Or are you trying to trick yourself into thinking that you're a part of the game? You feel me? Like, your words and actions just need to match for you to be a conscious person, a non-NPC person. You know what I'm saying? And of course, like, everybody has room to grow. If you feel like maybe your actions and words don't match, and maybe it's because you lack like discipline, or you lack like accountability or some shit, you can always like try to get better, but you really have to want to. And I would assume that most of the people watching this video are probably on like, or people who are even on my channel are on the level of being aware of who they are, and probably not people that are more so the masses. You know what I'm saying? Because this channel is just a fucking intellectual thinking channel, and fucking regular fucking like I'm just using fucking modern fucking, what's the word called, bro, vernacular, bro, because that's just how I talk. You feel me? But it's just a conscious thought that you need to have. If your actions and your words match each other, and if they don't, who the fuck are you trying to convince? You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to convince yourself so you can stop being an NPC? Or are you trying to convince others so they can believe that you're here with them in like real time? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like saying that you don't care about like following trends or validation, but you always do something that people are doing, or you want to be where other people are. That's some NPC shit. That's not no conscious human, conscious character shit. You know what I'm saying? You're just a part of the game of conscious people. And that's how it almost feels the more like you become aware of yourself and who you actually are, and the more honest you are with yourself, and the more that you become enough to yourself. Like, there's a reason a lot of people are obsessed with consumption. It's just a bunch of escapism, so they don't realize they're a fucking NPC. You know what I'm saying? The real character, the main character of the fucking game, and everybody should feel like a main character, but I don't care about that main character syndrome. You should feel like the main character in your life game, because this is your game, this is your movie, right? So it's like the more aware you become of yourself, the more of a journey it'll feel like. The more it'll feel like you're trying to figure out why you move the way you move, and why other people move the way they move, which is, when you're in a game, that's like the whole story mode. That's like the career mode, you know what I'm saying? When you're playing fucking 2K, GTA and shit, it's your job to solve problems. It's your job to fucking like build a storyline that has like a good or bad ending, whatever the fuck it is, you know what I'm saying? And these NPCs around you are around you to make it feel like it's actually real life. But real life is a game in itself. You feel me? And you're supposed to be figuring yourself out. You're supposed to be strengthening yourself. You're supposed to be building your skills. You're supposed to be getting better at what you choose to do. I'm saying, like in Skyrim or some shit, it's not supposed to be easy for you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to interact with these NPCs that trick you. They fucking take your shit. They fucking, just like real life, bro. Because these people who are NPCs are not part of the game. Their coding is to be like a part of this system. Their words are to make you feel like they're actually real people. It's the same shit. Life is like a video game, bro. You're supposed to build your stats. You're supposed to do things that continue your storyline. You're supposed to choose a storyline, choose a destiny, choose a path, like, and you're gonna have these NPCs all around you that make it easier or make it harder, but at the end of the day, that's what they're just fucking programmed to do, gang. And their words don't match up with their actions, gang. And in like the video game world, like I said, actions are their coding. That's like what they're fucking just kind of here for. And their words are to make you feel like they're actually on the same plane as you. You know what I'm saying? You can relate it to almost anything. Like, I guess I'll give y'all like a good example would be like a relationship, right? Sometimes you end up dating a fucking NPC and you didn't know, because I was just such a fucking interactive NPC, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of relationships where like one person is I would say like the carrier of the relationship, right? Because a lot of people would say that one person has to care more, right? And a lot of relationships start that way, or a lot of young relationships, right? And so this person's saying everything that you think that like a good partner would say. I'm sure you've been in some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And then ultimately an action occurs and that shit doesn't line up with what a good partner does. And then eventually it gets to a point to where like somebody's not taking accountability and somebody's acting like they never said all this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like a personal example, right? Is like if I'm dating this bitch talking about like she fucking loves me, blah 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 blah, right? And then this bitch like cheats or some shit. It's like, you're an NPC, bitch. Like, you're saying the words to make me feel like you're here, and then you do some shit like cheating. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's exactly what happened to me, but I'm just giving you an example. Like, you might get fooled by an NPC and not even realize it, but that's how you can identify it. When somebody's like not accountable, they're not conscious, they're not consistent, that's a fucking NPC. You could say the same thing with probably employees or co-workers and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's a little harder of an example for me to like just chunk up, but you see what I'm saying, bro. People just don't line up with what they say, and their actions prove completely otherwise, you know what I'm saying? This could be like somebody saying like, oh, like explaining to you, oh, I'm a confident person, oh, I'm comfortable, all this shit, but they're consistently seeking validation. You know what I'm saying? They get upset when you don't agree with them. You're a fucking NPC. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like they're individuals, a lot of people feel like they're unique, but you look like 30 other people. You say the same shit, you say these catchphrases the same as 30 other fucking people that I know. It's like, I'm afraid to tell you're a fucking NPC, gang. And I guess I would argue that everybody starts off as an NPC, but it's up to you to be conscious and make this your game. You know what I'm saying? You have to become the character rather than being an NPC. related to video games again, bro. Until you hit career mode and start and create your character, bro, that's just a fucking NPC. You know what I'm saying? But then you go around, interact with who you want to interact with, build your stats and shit, and you become stronger, you become more aware, you become more, the storyline becomes more about you. You know what I'm saying? Because of what? Your actions. You feel me? And then you find consistency in your actions and words. And now, you're the only real character, the only real player one in this shit. And it's like that in just a bunch of, like, obviously everybody should feel that way, but I don't think NPCs even understand that. Like, they're just doing shit to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a trend, like everybody wants to be a fucking rapper, but you're not aware that you suck dick. So what the fuck? Like, you feel me? That's like me if I wanted to be a clothing brand owner and the shit's not selling, but I want to be I'm not being I'm just doing some shit because I saw that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other topic. Like, most of the things that people want to be nowadays is just because they've seen it somewhere, not because of their actual, like, their joys and what the fuck they feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people, NPCs, get to certain places and they realize, oh, this is not even what it's all hyped up to be. Because it's like, this isn't like, it's a game, but it's not a game, gang. Like, there's not gonna be no fucking shining glory lights. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're expecting some grandiose shit to happen, but this is life, gang. Life is consistency. Life is fucking patience, bro. Feel me? And the NPCs, I don't even think they fucking know that. Feel me? They just want to be interacted with and fucking dopamine hits and fucking you to press X on them and shit, bro. Like, if it makes sense to you, then you're more on the same page of being conscious. I'm not gonna lie. If it sounds like what I'm saying is jumbled to you, you might be a fucking NPC gang. You might just need to think more type shit, bro. But you could get out of the NPC life, gang. You just gotta be conscious, consistent, for me, and have some sort of conviction, gang. Like, I'm rambling now, but it's the last thought I'm gonna give y'all is, I don't know about fucking Latin, right? The language, but I know Latin roots in a lot of, like, our English language, right? And there's a reason that consistency, conviction, and fucking consistency, conviction, and consciousness all begin with C-O-N. You feel me? What does that have to do with? Kind of just being a human, being aware, gang. Google that, ChatGPT that shit.